Welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Mahmoud explaining Math Course 1, Chapter 2, Lesson number 7, Percent of a number. How can we find 20% of 800 or 70% of 500 or even 15% of 275, whatever? How can we find a percent of a number? This is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Let's start by an example. Example number 1. Refer to the circle graph. Suppose there are 300 students at York Middle School. Find the number of students that have cheese as a snack. We can find that cheese represents 15%. So our problem now, we need to know what is 15% of 300. 15% of 300. We have two methods. Method number 1, 15%, we know that as a fraction, it's 15 over 100. And if we divide by 5 up, and we divide by 5 down, this will give 3 over 20. So 15% of 300 is like 3 over 20 multiplied by 300. We can cancel 1 0 down with 1 0 up. 3 will be multiplied by 30 gives you 90. It will be 90 over 2 means 90 divided by 2 means 45. So 15% of 300 is 45. Means 45 students said they like cheese as a snack. Another method is the decimal method. We know that 15% is like 0.15. So we are going to multiply 0.15 multiplied by 300. How can we do it? We ignore the decimal point. So it's like 15 multiplied by 300. Then we will put the decimal point back after 2 digits. 5 times 0, 0, 5 times 0, 0, 5 times 3, 15. To move from the 5 to the 1, we put here 0, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 3, 3. So you add 0, 0, 5, 4, 4,500. But don't forget, decimal point will be after 2 digits. So this will be 45.00 means 45. So it doesn't matter if you follow the fraction method or the decimal method, it should lead you to the same answer. Now let's solve problem A. Find the number of students at York Middle School that have chips as a snack. If we go back to the graph, we can find chips is 18%. So our problem now, we need to know what is 18% of the total number of students, 300 students. So 18% is like 18 over 100 multiplied by 300. So we can cancel 2 zeros up with 2 zeros down. So this is like 3 multiplied by 18 over 1. 3 times 18 is 54. Over 1 stays 54. So 54 students prefer chips as a snack. Moving on. We can do the same with persons greater than 100% and less than 1%, the same method. For example, we need to evaluate what's 145% of 320. 145% is like 145 over 100. Of course, we can divide by 5 up and down, gives you 29 over 20. So 145% of 320 is like 29 over 20 multiplied by 320. We can use cancellation. We can cancel divide by 20 gives you 1, divide by 20 gives you 16. So the whole problem becomes like 29 multiplied by 16, which is 464. So 145% of 320 is 464. Example 3. 220% of 65. 220% is like 220 over 100. We can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down, and we can divide by 2 up and down. This gives you 11 over 5. So 220% of 65 is like 11 over 5 multiplied by 65. Now we can also use cancellation. We can use cancellation like we can divide by 5 gives you 1, divide by 5 gives you 13. So it's like 11 over 1 multiplied by 13. 11 over 1 is 11 multiplied by 13, which is 143. So 220% of 65 is 143. Example 4. Find 0.25% of 58. We know that 0.25%, we can cancel the percent sign and we move the decimal point left 2 places. So this will give you 0.0025, or we can say 25 10,000ths. So 0.25% of 58 is like 0.0025 times 58. How can we do this type of multiplication? Very easy. Ignore the decimal, just multiply the 25 multiplied by 58. Then we get decimal point back after 4 digits. 5 times 8 is 40, 0 carry up 4, 5 by 5, 25, and 4, 29. Put 0. 2 times 8, 16, 6 carry up 1. 2 times 5, 10, and 1, 11. Add 0 plus 0, 0. 9 plus 6, 15. Carry up 1. 1 and 2 and 1 is 4. Drop the other one. Now, decimal point will be after 4 digits because it was after 4 digits at the beginning. So here 1, 2, of course to the left, 3, 4, means decimal point will be exactly here. So it's 0.1450, and this 0 to the right has no meaning. So it will be 0.145, or we can say 145,000. Now let's solve problem B. We need to know what's 128% of 550. So 128% is like 128 over 100 multiplied by 550. We can cancel 0 up with 0 down. This will make the problem easier. And now we can multiply 128 multiplied by 55. So 55 multiplied by 128. 5 times 8 is 40, 0 carry up 4. 5 times 2, 10 plus 4, 14. Carry up 1. 5 times 1, 5 plus 1, 6. So 0. Another 5 will give the same digits. So 0, 4, 6. Then we add 0, 4, 6 plus 4, 10. Carry up 1. It gives 7. So in this multiplication, of course, we know that 550 is like 550 over 1. When you multiply the numerators, it gives you 7,040. And when you multiply denominators, it's 10 times 1, which is 10. Now, if you divide by 10 up and down, or you can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down, the answer is 704 over 1. So it is 704. Now, problem C. 0.3% of 200. It's like 0.3 over 100 multiplied by 200. 200 is like 200 over 1. So we can cancel 2 zeros up with 2 zeros down as if we divide by 100. So this like 2 multiplied by 0.3 over 1, which is 0.6. 0.6 over 1 means 0.6. Another problem, problem D. 0.85% of 600. 0.85, it's like 0.85%. It's like 0.85 over 100 multiplied by 600 over 1. We can cancel 2 zeros up with 2 zeros down. And this should give 6 multiplied by 0.85. We can do this multiplication, 6 multiplied by 85. Then we can put decimal point after 2 digits. Because it wasn't 85, it was 0.85. 6 multiplied by 5, 30, 0 carry up 3. 6 multiplied by 8, 48 plus 3, 51. Decimal point after 2 digits, so it will be here. So it's like 5.1. 5.10 is the same as 5.1. So it's up in the numerator, it's 5.1. Down 1 times 1 is 1. So this is like 5.1. Final answer is 5.1. Moving on. In a recent state Special Olympics meet, Franklin County sent a team of 70 players. 20% of the team competed in soccer. How many athletes competed in soccer? So the whole problem is like we need to know what's 20% of 70. And as you know, 20%, it's 0.2. 20 or 0.2, and 0.2 times 70 will give you 14. So 14 team members were soccer players. Problem E. In the same meet, 15% of the team from Delaware County competed in tennis. If there were 20 members on the team, how many competed in tennis? So the whole problem is what? We need to know what is 15% of 20. We know that 15% is like 15 over 100. Of means multiply. 20 is like 20 over 1. Now we can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. So this is like 15 multiplied by 2, which is 30, divided by 10 times 1, which is 10. 30 over 10 is like 3 over 1, which is 3. So 3 members. As you can see, guys, the lesson is very easy, and I recommend that you pause the video now and try to solve these problems as a practice. Guide practice problems 1, 2, 3, 4, and then answers will be displayed. These are the answers of problems 1, 2, 3, and 4 for you to check whether your answers are okay or not. And let's see how we can get this number. 32% of 60 is like 32 over 100 multiplied by 60 over 1. We can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down, and we can multiply 32 multiplied by 6 will give you 192 divided by 10 means decimal point after one digit, so it will be 19.2. Problem 2. 0.55% of 220, it's like 0.55 divided by 100 multiplied by 220 is like 220 over 1. We can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. So the problem now is like 22 multiplied by 55, but there is decimal point after 2 digits. Then we divide by 10. Let's see what is 22 multiplied by 55. 2 times 5 is 10, 0 carry up 1. 2 times 5, another 10, and 1, 11. We move from the 1s to the 10s, so we have to put 0. The same, 2 times 5 give you 10, 0 carry up 1, 2 by 5, 10, and 1, 11. Then we add. So 0, 1 to 1, 1210. But don't forget, it was 55, 0.55 means decimal point after 2 digits. So it's like 12.10 or 12.1. So the numerator is 12.1. Don't forget over the denominator, which is 10. Now over 10 is like we divide by 10, and when we divide, we move decimal point to the left one place. That's why it will be 1.21. Problem 3, we need to know 275% of 4. So it's like 275 over 100 multiplied by 4 is like 4 over 1. I'll multiply the numerator, then I'll divide by the denominator. So what is 4 multiplied by 275? 4 times 5, 20, 0 will carry up 2. 4 times 7, 28 plus 2, 30, 0 carry up 3. 4 times 2, 8 plus 3, 11. So in the numerator, it's 1100, or you can say 1100, divide by 100, over means division. So we can cancel two zeros up with two zeros down. It gives you 11 over 1, which is 11. Problem 4. Troy wants to buy a jersey for his favorite MLS team. The jersey is 30% off the original price. If the original price of the jersey is 35%, $35, what is the amount Troy will save? Means we need to evaluate what is 30% of $35, because this is the amount he saved. So this will be 30% means 30 over 100 multiplied by 35. It's like 35 over 1. I can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. So it's like 3 times 35, which is 105, divide by 10. And we know that divide by 10 will put decimal point after one digit. So this will be 10.5. So he saved $10.5 or 10.50. We can also say 10 and a half. As you can see, guys, the lesson is easy. You need just to practice some problems. So I recommend that you solve the coming page, which is the independent practice. And till we meet again, goodbye.